Hi everyone, welcome to MMA Newsfeed. Let's talk about the upcoming event this Saturday, UFC Fight Night Merab Dvalishvili versus Petr. First, let's talk about the undercard. The first fight of the undercard was supposed to be uh, Abubakar Nurmagomedov versus Carlston Harris, who's coming up after a loss to Shavkat Rakhmonov, who was ranked number 6 this week after his win over Joe New. However, the fight was cancelled due to the health concerns from Nurmagomedov's side, and now Nurmagomedov is replaced with Jared Gooden, a previous opponent of Abubakar Nurmagomedov, who lost to him by a decision. Next fight, we will talk about Lucas Brzeski versus Carl Williams. Brzeski is a 30-year-old prospect fighting out of Krakow, Poland, with a record of 8 wins, 5 by way of knockout and 2 by way of submission. He also have 2 losses. He's facing up with Carl Williams, another 33-year-old heavyweight prospect from Atlanta, Georgia, with a record of 7 wins and 1 loss. He's also coming out of Dana White Contender Series with a decision win over Jimmy Lawson. Let's move on to the main card of the night. First fight we would like to focus on is Said Nurmagomedov versus Jonathan Martinez. Said Nurmagomedov is a teammate of the famous star with 18-1 record that retired under the strange circumstances, Zabit Magomedsharipov, who was forced to end his career at the age of 31 as a number 1 contender in the featherweight division due to the health concerns. Overall, Said Nurmagomedov has a similar style to Magomedsharipov. He has a dynamic striking with kicking heavy attacks, with many spinning techniques and great grappling skills. He's currently fighting against Jonathan Martinez with 17 wins and 4 losses, a great striker that is coming up after a win against veteran Cub Swanson. Next fight, we want to take a closer look at Nikita Krylov versus Ryan Spann. That was supposed to happen on February 25th. However, it was postponed due to the fight day illness of Krylov, and now it will be taking place in a catch weight of 215 pounds. Krylov is a well-rounded mixed martial artist from Luhansk, Ukraine, with a record of 29 wins and 9 losses. He's currently a black belt in Kyokushin Karate and master of sports in army hand-to-hand fighting and submission fighting, which makes him dangerous both on the feet and on the ground. His recent wins include a decision win over Volkan Ozdemir and a first-round knockout over Alexander Gustafsson. He's facing another light heavyweight prospect, Ryan Spann, with 21 wins and 7 losses. The last knockout win over former UFC title contender Dominic Reyes overall makes it a great matchup. Next up is the co-main event of the evening in the heavyweight division between another Kyokushin Karate practitioner, Russia's Alexander Volkov, with a record of 35 wins and 10 losses, squaring up against Moldovan wrestler Alexander Romanov, with a record of 16-1. Alexander Volkov is coming up after an impressive KO win over Jairzinho Rosenstrike, and Alexander Romanov is coming up after a decision loss, his first loss to Marcin Tybura, who also previously lost to Volkov. Overall, it's a classic striker versus grappler matchup. If Roman is able to take Volkov down, he might be able to get the decision win. However, if Volkov is able to keep the fight standing, he might be able to knock him out or secure a decision win. Finally, let's move up to the main event of the evening, a bantamweight fight between Petr and Merab Dvalishvili. Overall, it's another grappler versus striker matchup. First, let's take a look at Petr. Petr is a dynamic striker who is arguably considered the best boxer in the UFC right now. Petr has achieved the status of Master of Sports in boxing during his young age and is also currently organizing most of his training camps in Thailand, which helped him to create his unique style, combining Russian-style boxing with the Thai-style kickboxing with deadly clinching techniques. It is also important to mention that Petr has a great grappling skills, with exceptional takedown defense demonstrated in his fight against Aljamain Sterling. Overall, Petr had an exceptional career that was challenged with 2 back-to-back decision losses after a disqualification loss to Sterling and the decision was to superstar Sean O'Malley. His opponent, on the other hand, Georgia's black belt in judo, Merab Dvalishvili, is a grappler who's coming up after a decision win over Jose Aldo. Overall, these two fighters have expressed the dislike towards each other, especially from Dvalishvili's side, as he claims that an unintentional knee in the first fight of Jan against Sterling was intentional, and he wants to avenge his teammate. On the other hand, Jan thinks that Dvalishvili is a fighter with a boring style, and he just pushes his opponents against the cage and stalls the fight. Oddsmaker rank Jan minus 170 favorite in this fight, whereas Dvalishvili is an underdog of plus 210. Overall, Jan's takedown defense and dynamic striking and superior clinch fighting should be able to help him to secure either a decision win or a finish against the Georgian. However, if Dvalishvili is able to take him down, he might be able to secure a decision win. Thanks to everyone for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. We'll also be doing a post-fight analysis at the end of this week.